In today's episode, Joe talks about attending a Blink-182 concert and makes the claim that Reese is an artist like Jack White or U2. Our glorious hosts also talk about album sales for Lord knows how long. Reese shares that he cries to Weezer's Blue album and that every day we stray a little bit further from God's light. Joe suggests that the PTSDA should be formed for twitchy parents that run your school and go through backpacks. You can't stop this. You can't clock this. You can't diss this. So please don't miss this. A van and a roadmap. Keep my life in my backpack. Coming through your town, the Pickle and Boot Shop strikes back. We hope you hate it.
Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles.
With your grandma and your kids.
I go downtown.
With your grandma and your kids.
Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids.
Pickle and Boot Shop.
Stay for the squids.
Yeah, pickle time.
Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands.
1996, we start this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Pickle and Boot Shop, episode 28. Ooh, look at this. This is what you guys pay big money for. It's
That's on
highlights
video.
Just like that. Just like that. It's on video. Dance like Russ isn't watching.
That's what it says. Dance like Russ isn't watching.
My Uncle Russ passed away a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
The dude was one of the funniest guys I knew. And he smoked like a chimney.
Uh-huh.
And this is what I was told. Don't know how much scientific whatever makes sense here. But he woke up one morning and all his teeth were on his pillow because his smoking had made his gums diseased and his teeth just fell out of his head one night.
By diseased, did they mean cancer?
No.
Oropharyngeal cancer.
No, Uncle Russ did not have oral cancer.
Did he have so not the big C, did he have the little C though?
What's the
Canker.
little C? He probably had a canker sore too.
Right.
Drinking all that orange juice.
We need to, later on in the show, I believe we need to start our campaign against the little C, canker.
Yes, we're gonna take on big canker.
Not right now, because I'm bored.
Right. Where's
I mean,
my pen?
tired. You have a pen?
Yeah, because I like to have a pen to write stuff down.
It's too
So
late.
if there's anything that I need to A, remember that you tell me, and B, stuff that needs to be edited out,
The
I know
little C.
about the time stamp.
Yeah, go ahead. Now you guys are watching Joe look for a pen.
There we go. Now I'm back. Guys,
Joe, I
I'm
love
back
your
to
shirt.
let you know. Yeah, all Spider-Man action.
A the old Spider-Man.
Little Spider-Man action. Anyway, we have a lot of stuff to get to. I think we got a pretty good lineup for the freebie this week, as well as the Patreon section. Yeah, so I had a busy weekend. I want to kind of take you through my weekend. It's going to be a lot of talking, but at this point, what's that?
Fucking one of my kids didn't eat their sandwich. They didn't take it to school. This is what I slave away making. It's still good. It's still moist.
Yeah.
That is a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, see, I like a peanut butter and jelly made the day before, and then it gets the jelly bruise.
Well, that has it, Joe. Do you want me to mail it to you?
Do you peanut butter both sides or just peanut butter one side?
No, man. That's what do you think I am made of money?
You just
Peanut
do
butter
one
both
side?
sides? Yeah, I do one side. We're on a budget here.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do the one side because I like the jelly brews.
Yeah.
And
The people that
people
do it
always
on
yell
both
at me.
sides are the same people that are like, I like fried peanut butter and nanner sandwich, and they make it, and then they had cardiac arrest on the toilet. I'm not going to name names, but that's the kind of people we're talking about.
And those people are taking care of business.
That's also true, but we're not naming names. So
Um,
stop it.
Is Blink 182 coming through your town?
No. Fishersville,
not.
Virginia? No.
Yeah.
They
What-
came
what
through
would-
your town. What would
They
it
came
take?
through last night. Last
Fish-
night, Blink 182 came
know.
through
You
Detroit.
postponed our podcast for it.
Yeah, it
Was
was,
it
awesome. It was a great show. They had two bands open for them. The
Mhm.
first one was a band called Beauty School Dropout.
Cool.
And here's the thing. I listened to their music on iTunes. Did not like the recorded stuff. Them
Okay.
live, I loved. They sounded
Huh.
like two completely different bands, live and recorded, kind of like the
What's-
Insiders.
Are they on a label or are they just indieing it up?
Yeah, I think
Like
they're
the cool
just
kids
indie.
do. That's how you do it nowadays, kids.
And then, and then the other band was Turnstile.
Oh yeah,
And
those guys are rad.
Turnstile was the opposite. I love their recorded stuff. Love it. I've been rocking out to it for the last 48 hours. But
Yeah.
live, I did not like them. Didn't like them live at all. And then Blink
Well-
came out, put on a fantastic show.
Is it
If-
just three guys, or they got some extra guys in there?
No, just the three.
What? They got guys in the back that are just like, play some harmonies. Sit back there. You just sit back there. You listen in. Play
Maybe.
some harmonies. When I went to see Queen, there's like 13 guys coming out of the back. And I was like,
Yeah.
they're
No, this is just
They
the
got
three of
some
them on
extras.
stage. And then there's a bunch of like crew hands. The stage is like a diamond. So the point, like one of the main points of the diamond is facing out to the crowd. And so then it goes back to a diamond at the back of the stage. It goes back to a corner. And it's just a bunch of like backstage guys, and they're like getting like inflatable stuff ready because Blink has like an inflatable ambulance that comes out. They have a 60-foot rabbit that like comes out. Yeah. So there's nobody like back there playing other instruments and stuff like
sounds
that.
fun though.
It was a really good show. The one knock, I mean, Blink, I love Blink. I will try and see them. They could be 80 coming through my town, and I'm going to try and go see them.
Yeah.
The one bummer I just had is for years and years and years, like once Tom left the band initially, I read a couple of interviews or saw some interviews with him where he stated something to the effect of like, you can't go on telling penis and fart jokes for the rest of your life. You got to grow up. And then he did like Angels and Airwaves and stuff like that. Phenomenal. I love Angels and Airwaves. But then like last night at the Blink show, it's like he stepped back into the costume of Blink when they were teenagers. And so now you have like a 48, 49-year-old dude making these lame like penis jokes like through the I didn't think it was funny. I thought it was forced. Like Mark, the way he spoke was like appreciative. He almost died of cancer. He's out there enjoying every moment. Every moment's a gift. Just having a good time. And he grew up. Like Mark wasn't the Mark Hoppus from, Dude Ranch.
Yeah.
He's a father. He's all that. And it came across. The songs are still amazing, but he was enjoyable. Tom has always been my favorite guy in the band, but now like the Tom that I love from like Angels and Airwaves and like this guy who's like older and he's more insightful and he's got his To the Stars Academy and he does stuff with UFOs and he sounds so intelligent on all this stuff. it's like he went for low hanging fruit and just like went back to like, it wasn't even like we do penis jokes, like the occasional
Joe, I've
well-placed, the
never.
occasional well-placed penis joke is funny, but his was like this forced trying to be I don't know, trying to be crass. It didn't work. But overall, I still loved it. Give the show a 10 out of 10.
Joe,
It was fantastic.
just to recap what you just said. You said the occasional well-placed penis joke is okay.
Yeah.
As long as it's not forced. As long as you're not just trying to cram it in there.
Yeah. If you're not trying to cram the penis joke in there and make it fit.
Okay,
You know.
just getting it. Just recapping.
Yeah.
Good.
So, yeah. So that was the Blink show. I mean, tickets were expensive as all get out.
How much?
It cost me, for the four of us to go, it was about $800.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, for 4 people?
For 4 people.
How much are you pulling in as a school resource roofer?
Not that much. I had to save for it.
I saved up some pickle and boot.
Yeah, but that
Pickle
was
and
for
boot
4
money.
people. But here's the deal. And you being a musician, I want to hear your take. For the longest time, we grew up in the what I call the Less Than Jake era. The Less Than
Okay.
Jake era was
Scientists also call it this. They're like,
Yes.
there's the space age, nuclear age, and then less than Jake era.
yes, and the Less Than Jake era is you don't charge somebody more than $10 for a ticket, and you don't charge more than $10 for a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And that was back in the day when album sales, you got a check for that.
Yeah.
And
No,
I feel
they
like
don't.
now, like all us like old school, and when I say old school, prior to, like our age group was like the last of the generations that paid $10 to go to a show, got a $10 t-shirt. Nowadays, but we also had to buy an album. And so we had to buy that $15 album that Less Than Jake got that money for, or whoever. So now I feel like we're never going to go back to that. People pirate, they're streaming, people steal music. And so when it comes to a band like Blink-182, I am more than happy to pay $200, $180 to $200 a ticket occasionally, maybe not every year that they come through, but the fact that this is the first time that all 3 guys had kind of been together in like 15 years, I was more than happy to pay that and to support a band that I like, because they haven't got my money anywhere else. I can listen to all their music for free. Any of their new stuff that comes out, it's just right on my phone, right at my fingertips, and they don't get money for that anymore. And so when you factor that in, and how much money that they're artists, they're creating art that people just get for free, that people get for 0.0001 cent. So I don't have a problem giving Blink-182 my $800 for the joy over the last 25 years that they have brought me.
That's nice, Joe.
That's how
I feel like a good business, like if I was going to pitch a new business, I'd say create a streaming audio service that charges, like it spreads the money around more. So like if I pay, $10 a month for Pandora Unlimited or for whatever, for Spotify, I'm not truly paying that to the artists. I'm paying that to Spotify so I don't have to listen to ads. And if I do listen to ads, the artists get paid the same, like 0.001 cent per listen. Right?
Yeah.
So like just create a service where you're like,
let me interrupt you.
Yeah.
What you just said, this sounds absolutely asinine. What you just said, I've never thought about. And so you just blew my mind. You are absolutely 1000% correct.
Create a streaming service, where you are like, we pay the artists. You pay $10 a month. If you don't, there's going to be ads, but it's still, I don't know, there'll be more ads, like an ad after every song.
Yeah.
But like pay $10 a month, you get unlimited, and the artists get, like instead of 0.001 cent, they get like 10 cents per time,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just make it like a penny per song for all you're going to listen to. And like, that's going to the artist.
Yeah. And just like you said, the ads and all that stuff go to Spotify. It doesn't go to the artist. So if they're charging,
they get the same.
if they're charging $10 a month and you get unlimited and 1 million people do $10 a month, they're getting $10 million a month, but the artists still get 0.001% per song. And then if they bring in another 100 million in ads, the artists still get 0.001% per song. Like at least go to 0.002%.
Yeah, it only adds up for artists that get played a ton, like Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Who
And then you
like
have people
are
like-
still charging the same amount for their shows. Like you're still going to see Katy Perry for $300 or
Yeah.
for the nosebleed seats.
Yeah. I mean, Garth Brooks, I don't think you can get Garth Brooks on streaming. I don't think. Like he owns all his own stuff.
Mhm.
You can only buy his stuff from his website, like garthbrooks.com.
Yeah, he's not, but that is cool. On the flip side of that, he's not trying to get his name out. Like we know about.
Yes,
Brooks.
you are correct. You are correct. But so I thought that was, that what you're talking about just kind of blew my mind, kind of rattled my cage.
Yeah,
But
but I mean, like that's why it costs so much to see shows. You can't see small shows anymore. There's bands.
Well,
that
come
can
to an insider show. That's a
I
small
know.
show.
I mean, but like, local bands, but like touring bands, it's hard. Like you can't afford gas. You're not getting a royalty check. You're just, like you can't do a $15 ticket.
No, you
and
can't.
play shows, or a $10 ticket. Definitely cannot.
Yeah.
Just because, like if you're playing a $10 ticket for 100 people, nobody's gonna get paid.
Right.
Whereas like in the old days, you could get $200 for gas and be fine. You were still selling records.
Yeah.
You know?
You were selling records, you were selling merch, you were doing all that stuff. And like now, I mean, like let's do the math on this. Let's just do some rough math. So last night, let's say on average, let's say a ticket was $120 on average. And I'm shooting way low.
That's way low because I'm sure the cheapest tickets were over $100.
Yeah. Okay. So let's say what, 250 the average?
Go 200. Shoot low.
So 200
for Blink-182.
Yeah, times 15,000. That's how many are at Little Caesars Arena.
Uh-huh.
That's $3 million. Now $3 million.
Uh-huh.
Now is what that show brought in. Now let's say there's 15,000 people. I would say 10,000 people bought t-shirts.
Uh-huh.
And
those t-shirts were probably what, $40
$30. They went anywhere from 30 to 55.
Gosh.
So let's say, so 3 million, 10,000 people. And here's the thing. I didn't see people just buying one. I saw people with one or two. So let's say 15,000 shirts were sold.
Okay.
So 15,000 shirts.
That's one shirt per person.
Yeah. And
Cut that in half. Shoot low.
No. Because honestly, everybody had shirts and some people had more than. So I think I think 15,000 is shooting low. I think if there were 15,000 people in that arena, I bet Blink probably sold 20,000 shirts.
Jeez.
Yeah. But you know what? I will. Just for the sake of it, let's go 7,000. Let's just say half the crowd bought shirts. Times 40, let's go an average of $40 a shirt. That's not right. So 7,000 times 40 equals $280,000.
Okay. And probably half that was cost. Like they had to pay whoever was counting in, and they had to pay a merch fee. Probably the place provided people to sell them.
So they made $140,000 in
Just
merch. So
Which probably paid all of their crew
yeah.
easy.
And then there's $3 million. Now, mind you, we know that $3 million that you bring in, you're providing production. You have 2 opening bands. Now, mind you, the opening bands are probably getting, $2,000 a show.
$1,000 a night.
Yeah,
2,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you have management, you have a booking fee. So of that 2 million, let's just say $1 million is cost.
Right. Which is insane. Like $1 million is
Insane.
Like they've got 2 semis. They're paying those drivers. They're paying for their hotels. They're paying for all the people to load in and set up. They're paying for their sound guy, their monitor guy. They're paying all the extra musicians to sit backstage and play their parts if they get too drunk. They're paying all the for all the setup. Their bus driver, say they each have a bus, and the opening band's $1 million. Right? That's high ball. That's way high ball. Paying their booking agent and their publicist is and their manager $1 million divided out. Like each one of those people is probably making, with that, like $10,000 a show. But then there's 2 million left over for those dudes.
For those 3. So let's take that 2 million and rough cut that. So let's say each guy is making $500,000 a show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You're making $500,000 a show, and that's lowballing.
For how many shows on this tour? Like 90? I'm sure they're going to Europe.
Yeah, they are going to Europe. They're doing South America. So I don't know how many shows.
Say 90 days.
Yeah. I think,
90 times 500,000. 4.5 million.
How many?
No, it's 45 million.
How many dates on the Blink 182 tour? Blink 182 is currently touring across 18 countries with 77 concerts.
77 times 500,000.
So 77 times 500,000.
It's over
Each guy is making $38.5 million.
That's really low ball.
And that's super low ball. And here's the thing. To people out there listening that think that's absolutely ridiculous, Blink has they're Blink. Their music is played everywhere and they no longer get paid for that.
Well, but think about it money-wise. So back in the day, they weren't making this much off shows, but they were getting paid per album. And so, I don't know what other bands get. Like Fiverr had a pretty decent deal, and we got $1.37 per album that we sold. So that album that you bought for $17 or $20 in the Bible bookstore, we got $1.37 of. And our, so think of that's a good deal. So say Blink is making $1.37 per album times however millions they sold. You know, like,
But that's the thing. Do people sell albums anymore?
all right. Well, this is a better deal for them.
I mean, with the
If they
with the
sold
resurrection of
20
vinyl,
million albums, right?
yeah,
Times 137. It's $27,400,000. So like this tour to each one of them, you know, that's divided by 3, that's 9 million, like 9.1 million.
So I'm trying to think. Like,
So, and they probably made tons touring back in the day too, but not 38 million.
no, Blink 182, How many Blink 182 California albums sold? So, like, their California album was the one that came out. It had Matt Skiba on it, but like that was an album that was coming out in say the digital age.
Yeah.
Okay, so get this. So one on the world's best-selling album charts. Oh my gosh, this is going to blow your mind. How many do you think they sold?
How many albums?
We're talking Blink 182 total.
Probably 20 million.
262,000
What?
global
That cannot be right.
global sales. 171, well, 900. So let's say 172,000 sold in the US, 21,000
Of
in
California?
the UK, 20,000 in Germany.
That can't be right, dude. We've sold over 250,000 copies of our newest album ever.
But that's what I'm saying. Our newest album ever came out in the CD age. So that's what we're talking about. People were going to the store to buy our newest album ever. So when Dude Ranch, Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, people were buying that album. In a digital age now, you don't buy albums. You just pull up your iTunes, your Spotify, and you
That's all
listen
they've
to it.
sold. What about what do you think is their biggest album? Enema of the State?
Yeah.
So
I would think.
How many copies of that have they sold?
Let's see. Blink 182 highest selling album. Yeah, Enema of the State, certified 5 times platinum.
So a platinum is 1 million albums.
Yes.
Gold is 500,000.
Yeah.
5 million albums.
It's sold. Oh, no. Platinum is, I think, it's 3 million.
What?
Platinum is 3 million. So it's sold
million.
over 15 million worldwide.
Maybe they just quit giving out platinums after that.
Yeah, maybe.
15 million.
So according to Sony Music Japan, Blink 182 sold over 50 million albums worldwide in their career. Yeah, in their
50?
career.
Okay.
Sold over 50 million. But yeah, California
Pretty good, man.
was 262,000.
Okay.
So like people out there in listening land, when you start getting upset about your favorite band's ticket price, just think of that. Like they're no longer making money on their art. And so that ticket price, they have to make that up somewhere. So if they're giving their music away for you to listen to on streaming, then they got to make it up somewhere. So they're going to get that back in ticket sales.
I think what sucks about this is that in the good old days, this sounds like we're old, but like music was accessible. You know, like now you sure can make like anybody can listen to whatever band they want over and over again for free or next to free. But you can't see that band. Like you've basically landlocked that band to, whatever city they're from, because they're not going to be able to tour unless they're making a certain amount or selling their tickets for so much. Like we could have, I don't know, a book of CDs in our car, maybe 100 CDs. They all cost us somewhere between 17 and $1, because you got them at the used CD store. But like that was accessible, like you could spend in 3 years $1,000 on music, but then the bands you loved when they came through, you could go see them for under $20.
Yeah.
You could see them a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And now that does not exist.
Yeah, because everything was so slow. So you put out an album, and that was all you had to listen to. If you went and picked up that album, I'm talking to everybody, our listeners are our age. We're not telling them anything they didn't know. Nowadays, the attention span, take Eminem. Eminem went from putting out, now I'm using Eminem as an example. You could probably list 100 other people. But Eminem went from an artist that put out albums to now he puts out a song. He doesn't do albums anymore. He just puts out a song every 5 months. Yeah. And then when that song starts to decrease on the charts, he puts out another song. No one's putting out albums. Very rarely are rappers. Rappers don't, they just put out singles. It's single after single. Blink, they're kind of jumping on that train. They just put out Edging. Their new song that came out a few months ago was called Edging. And I looked it up to see if it was going to be part of an album, and it doesn't say that it is.
Eventually they cobble it together to make an album because they can sell more, or they can sell physical copies.
Maybe
a vinyl record.
That is the thing. I had heard, this was probably 15 years ago, I had heard that CD sales dropped obviously so hardcore from the 90s and 2000s that they're virtually non-existent anymore. So your album, an album sale, a physical album, is coming out of a marketing budget as opposed to you print the CD and you package it and you send it out, because that is the vehicle by which you can get your music into people's hands. Now the CD is looked at like a flyer, we'll print these. This will come out of marketing. Yeah. So, the CD is the marketing agent by which to get people to hear it, maybe, and then they log on to their computer and then they stream your song. And the other thing is vinyl, the resurgence of vinyl and cassette tapes. I don't think I'm ever going to go down the cassette tape nostalgia.
I already did that. I remember that, and it's something I don't want to relive.
Yeah, and kids, high school kids are finding, high school kids are getting excited about cassette tapes because it's a whole new technology for them. I am never going to go down that road again. I love vinyl. If I'm listening to your music, it's either being streamed or I want a nice, big, full-length album with artwork that I can hold, that when I'm listening to the album, I can be going through the booklet or the jacket. It's got the lyrics on it like it was when I was 7 years old. And I know I sound like old grumpy guy, but that's what I love about vinyl. It's artwork. Cool. It's that you're holding some, I don't know, man. There's just something about it that I absolutely love.
Yeah. Super cool. I just think this culture of putting out singles, we fight about this in Five Iron because every time we're going to try and work on new music, this one guy in the band is we should just start putting out singles. We're never going to make an album. And I'm well, then what's the point, man? Is this what we do? We just here's a song, here's some product from us. We're not doing this for money. We're not, we're not surviving off of it. We do it because we enjoy it and we feel like we have something to say. So do you want to just be here's a piece of product, or do you want to make something great. And I think that's the back and forth. I'm just like, look, there's no point in doing this unless you're trying to do something better than the last time you did it. There's no point. Like, we already did it. Like, what are you doing?
This is
you
one of
trying
those.
to pay for your vacation, or are you trying to make the greatest thing you ever made?
See, it's funny because I think I would take the other side of that argument. And the other side of that argument to me is like you want to make the best album possible, like the best creation of music together on an
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
To me, I just go like microcosm or micromanage that and just say, you know what, if in the next 6 months, if the Insiders put one song that was a great song together and put it out there,
Yeah.
and then over the course of another 6 months, we put another what we thought was a great song out there. Kids nowadays, now mind you, therein lies the problem. So as I talk this through, you kind of trip over it. Kids nowadays don't listen to albums. They listen to songs and they pick what songs they want to listen to. But at the same time, kids aren't being turned on to the Insiders. Like, the Insiders fans are Insiders fans. I don't think we have kids under the age of 20. If they do, it's probably like an anomaly. It's their parents that listen to it, or they're on a youth retreat and their 40-year-old youth pastor puts on Scalleluja. That may be one thing, but I don't think a kid, like how we would go to a record store and flip through a record and see like some amazing artwork, and we had to buy the album for the artwork,
Mhm.
and then we realized, oh, this band is good, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what I did with Dropkick Murphys. I'd never heard the Dropkick Murphys, and I bought the album, kind of like their big, what was their big, like, coming out? It was like military, like army on the cover, like an army painting picture. It was the one that had face down in the gutter, won't admit defeat because his clothes are soiled and black. He's a big you know that song?
No.
It was
I'm not a fan of the Dropkick Murphys. I
Well,
like them. I like what I've heard, but I don't own any of their stuff.
yeah, regardless, that's how I got turned on to the Murphys, because I saw the
Okay.
album in like the punk section, bought the album for the artwork, ended up loving the band. So I stumbled upon the Murphys. So
Yeah.
I don't think kids are stumbling upon the Insiders.
Um,
So that's my whole point, is like, if we're
Maybe.
putting out albums, I would much rather put out one song that a kid is listening and like, oh, this is charting, or this is whatever, this is being pushed on whatever, and then they hear the one song, and then
Uh-huh.
and the kids just jam out to the one song. Because like my girls don't like listen to Enema of the State from song 1 till the end. Like, they listen to, All the Small Things. Then they listen to Damn It. Then they listen to Reckless Abandon. Like, they're listening to songs on every album. They don't know it. They don't give a crap about collections of songs on an album.
Okay, but here's my argument against that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me.
In the 80s,
Yeah.
this was
40 years ago.
this. Yeah, thanks. This got recycled. Like, everybody was pissed. All the old people were pissed because it was just singles. Like, it was just radio hits coming out. They'd just be like, who is Madonna? Who is the Outfield? Like, who is Rick Springfield? Who is this? Because it was just, and those are bad examples, because there's tons of one-hit wonders, like Katrina and the Waves, or Scandal, or, like, where they just have like one hit and it would make the radio. And in those days, you could still buy like singles. You could buy Cuss singles, which had like, it was a cassette, had things on two sides. You could buy their album, but it wasn't like, they weren't selling album rock. Rock bands were, but like for the pop stuff, it wasn't working for the 80s. Like pop goes that way. Some of those albums that came out that were pop are timeless. But then like I think in the 90s it kicked back in to where like also this is hypocritical because my parents saying this is not real music, you're just hearing singles. This shit that they grew up listening to was just singles, like it was just 45s that came out. And, they'd be like, Danny and the Juniors. What's your favorite Danny and the Juniors album, Dad? There isn't one. It was songs like At the Hop. You like At the Hop and you like this one. But it like, it then like in the 60s, it kind of went to album rock, 70s album rock, 80s went back to singles, 90s album rock. Like, can you imagine experiencing Weezer? Well, people do nowadays because Weezer has kind of moved to this, but like when Weezer was good was the Blue Album and Pinkerton because they were making albums. And when they moved to single shit is when they became like, I detest this band. They've made some good albums since then, but like, like that's the difference. Like I realize, and you realize this, that like singles are fine. It's cool listening to a Pandora station and being like, that's cool. That's a good song. That's cool. But like what is more cathartic is a great album. If you can create a great album, I think that is like that lasts for centuries. Whereas just a single is a single.
I think this is like a chicken or the egg, because for you to say if you can create a great album, I think someone can make just the exact same argument of like, make a great song. So again, if it takes you 2, 3, 4, 5 years to do a 10-song album, and you can write 10 bangers, which it's been done very few times in the history of music. Very few times. Most of the time, you have an album that has 2 or 3 good songs, and the rest are filler.
Filler or stuff that's not going to make it like as a single, but it's still brilliant. That's what I like.
Right.
Like I get it.
The thing is, most
like
people aren't
3 to 5 singles on there, but then the stuff in between, if it's not a filler, that's a good album. If it connects,
I get it, but
awesome.
Most people aren't a music savant like you.
No, but like,
and I think that's the disconnect. I think the majority. Okay, so I always like to do the 10, 80, 10 rule. So there's 10% of people on the planet that don't care about music, that don't know about music. They don't know anything about anything. They love sports or they love whatever. Then there's the 10% that are music aficionados, and music to them is like painting a masterpiece. Then there's the 80% in the middle that wants to hear something good, that they can put a beer up in the air to, that they can dance to, that they can kiss their first girlfriend or boyfriend to, that they can go on a car ride to. And that song that, hey, this is the song we listened to when we went to Niagara Falls for the first time. I think most of the population is that. And you're that 10% that's like...
I'm not. I'm somewhere in that 80, but I'm like, if it's got to be a spectrum, man, because I want to put my beer up to things, but I also like... I want to make out with a girl to like this song, be like, yeah, I remember that. And then I love this band, but like, there's also music to me that is sacred that I'm like, like I have a tattoo of your singer on my arm. That is sacred. I will not, like,
right.
Maybe that makes me in the upper 10, but like,
and that
I also enjoy the other stuff.
Right. But you can't talk yourself out of being in that upper 10. Everybody on the show that listens to the show knows you're in that upper 10 because of the passion. I might even have to say that I'm in the upper 10 because this is what we do. Like, we're into it. We hear certain things in the music. But most people, like, if you listen to a song and you're like, oh, the horns could have come up here, or this is where this gets a little, most people don't hear that. Most people don't know that. They just want to hear like just good songs. And
Yeah.
so I think that's what I'm saying. Like, that would be, I guess, my kind of argument when it comes to albums or songs. The album in the past has been the vehicle by which singles, people are like, oh, on this album, I love song 1, 7, and 9. And the rest is kind of filler or heady stuff. It's the stuff that the musicians like to do and kind of show off their talent.
But you
But
don't
that-
love those albums.
But the 80%,
Those guys could have stuck to the single model with that.
yeah. I think there
But,
are
like-
bands that do. I mean, I'm speaking without thinking, but I think there are bands that are artistic bands that want to do the album, and then I think there are just bands that love the entertainment aspect of it. There's artists and there's entertainers.
Yeah.
And like, if you're the entertainer, you can put a song out every 6 months. And if you're the artist, then you're creating something. And like you said, you're shooting for this album that's going to be talked about, and that other musicians, not the people that are listening to songs while they get ready to play hockey, the
Yeah.
people that dissect music, that love music, that the stuff that we talk about on here, that we get into it, you go beyond just skanking, you know.
Yeah.
It's all the other stuff. You try and do that. And if you can do that, if you can put 10 songs, 10 bangers together, and like I said, I always forget the name of it, but for me, it's that Kings of Leon. It's that one Kings of Leon album, Something of the Night.
Grandma of the Night.
What's that?
It's called Grandma of the Night.
Yeah. Grandma Seizure, a Grandma Seizure
Grandma
of the Night.
Seizure of the Night.
But that album that's got like, shoot, what are the songs that are on there? Like, I'm blanking right now. Whenever I'm on this show, whenever we're doing this and I have to think of something off the top of my head, I blank. But it's that album that has like Sex on Fire.
I have never listened to a single Kings of Leon song.
Oh, Reese.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Turn on, like, listen to that album from front to back.
My friend played with them, and I still didn't listen.
I know. But listen to it from front to back. It is an album. And the other day when we were in the hot tub, Heidi and I were chilling in the hot tub, and I wanted to do something new. So
Yeah.
we always have music playing, and it's usually on shuffle. I put that album on, and we were 2 songs, 3 songs in, and she's like, this is fantastic. Like, who is this? And I'm like, it's Kings of Leon. I was like, to be honest with you, their first album sucked. This one is one of the greatest albums front to back I've ever heard in my life. And then all their other albums suck. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
But this album is amazing.
Okay.
It's just one of those ones, like you said, it just hits. And I can't like, Boss Tones don't have an album that every song hits. I don't really know anybody else that has
I would
an
argue
album.
that the Boss Tones should have done the single model. They have like 3 good songs. Sorry,
They have
Joe.
yeah, I think they have a lot of great songs, but they're the model that they put out an album. They have 3 bangers on every album. So
And
if
the
you
rest
put
is
out
filler.
right, so if you put out 6 albums and you have 3 bangers, then you have 18 fantastic songs. That's not a one-hit wonder,
No.
you know. But you have a lot of filler. You know, you have a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that, you know, you'll listen to it and you'll be like, oh, I haven't heard this song in 12 years. I haven't missed it, but it's a good song.
Okay,
You know?
but like Weezer, the Blue Album, it's
Yeah.
got like 3 singles on it. It's got Buddy Holly, the
I think
Sweater
it's got
Song,
more than that. Don't you think that's an
singles. Like what got played on the radio? Surf Wax America, Sweater
Buddy
Song,
Holly,
Buddy Holly.
Sweater Song. Hello, my name is Jonas. Don't.
That didn't get on the radio.
It didn't?
My name is Jonas. I don't think so. I don't
I'm
think it
pretty
ever
sure
got.
it did.
I mean, like on some college radio station, somebody's
No,
like,
no, no,
"Yeah,
'cause-
check out this song."
I always think if it had a video on MTV, then it was being played on the
My
radio.
name is Jonas had a video.
I'm almost positive.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I'm almost positive. But I
Okay,
mean, we're splitting hairs. If there's 9 songs on the album, we just talked about 4.
yeah, in my head, my name is Jonas is like I've cried listening to that song. It's so pretty. It's so good. I didn't think it ever got airplay. But then like every song on that album, not radio friendly, but so good. Like by the time it gets to Only in Dreams, I've definitely cried to that song. It's beautiful. Like just beautiful. That whole album is so good. And if it was just like what Weezer tries to do now,
Yeah.
put 3 hits on an album and then some filler, it's garbage. Like, then just listen to Spotify. But albums, man, like a really good album. It's so cathartic. It's so satisfying.
I agree with you. I agree
Mhm.
with you. In the sense that if you can turn out a good album front to back, that is a major accomplishment. I just don't think the 80 cares about that. I think you're only talking to the 10.
Okay.
And
But I mean,
then
if
when
you
it
can
comes to
put out a good album though,
uh-huh.
and you don't, you have failed God. You have failed because he has given you this gift and you have squandered it.
Yeah.
Eminem, like you should not be putting out just singles because that dude is brilliant and he can make a good album.
But see that's where I think like we've kind of agreed on a lot of stuff that we just went over. But then
Mhm.
I think to when it comes in 2023, when it comes down to currently, I think you would be grumpy old guy, get off my lawn by planting your flag in the idea of you got to put out a good album to like show your mettle because nobody like I know I'm going to name people that you on this podcast have already said like you don't care to like, but like the numbers show that you would be wrong. So someone like Post Malone. Like Post Malone can put out a single. That single is going to be everywhere in commercials.
Yeah.
On television, you're going to walk into a mall, it's going to be playing, it's going to be in video games, it's going to be on all this stuff. And it wasn't on an album.
I can't imagine that guy making any good music or an album. I can't imagine him being like a guy who's like, you know what's a good idea? This tattoo on my face. You know what else is a good idea? Putting 10 songs together and making this brilliant piece of art. I don't see that. I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, that's where you go grumpy old man, like get off my lawn.
I guess I am.
Yeah.
I am that guy.
Because, and you know who would,
I still haven't, you know what? You sent me a YouTube clip of him and I listened to halfway through and I was like, it's not good.
and here's the thing. I think you would line up with like the Jack Whites. Like Jack White, I don't see him as like putting out a single. I see Jack White as an absolute artist, musical genius, all of like whatever label you want to give him, that is Jack White. And he is going to like you two are like in that, you're on that boat, that you're in the boat with him. Whereas like Post Malone, another musical genius, but he's not going to craft an album. He's an entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Jack White is an artist. And I think you fall in the artist because you put that pride in there. You do all that. For me, I don't think I write good lyrics. I think the Insiders is a better like entertainment band. You're never going to play an Insider song where Jack White goes, hold up. Like, play that back for me.
You're never gonna have that with Five Iron either.
You know what I mean? So, like, no one's ever going to listen to an Insider album and think it's this masterpiece of these brilliant musicians that crafted this album together. They were kids that were entertainers, or were adults that are entertainers. We wrote songs to entertain. And the art, the only art that's there is it took the talent of the art to create the music, but the drive and the passion to make it a true art project, I don't think is there. That we were entertainers, and we are entertainers. You are that 10%. Now, I could be that 10% nerdy talking about it, but when it comes to my own band, we're an entertainer.
Well, there's
You're-
too many people
you're an artist.
in our band to just make art. Also, I sway towards, like, I love a hooky pop song. I just think, like, I want to write a hooky pop song that has, like, is about something.
Yeah,
So-
but you want to write 10 hooky pop songs, or 5 hooky pop songs, a couple of songs that maybe try something new,
Yeah.
a couple of songs that get a point across or a passion about yours that you know aren't going to appeal to the masses, but you want that out there.
Yeah, I want
and
people
that-
to know about stamp collecting.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah, just licking stamps and taking names. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
I'm here to do 3 things: lick stamps, take names, and chew bubble gum.
I'm here to do 3 things. Lick
I am out of
stamps,
saliva.
take
so,
names, and I'm out of bubble gum.
And I'm out of bubble gum and saliva. So basically, I've just got. Does anyone have a pen and a pad of paper? I need to write down names.
Does anybody have a sponge and a small saucer of water?
That would also work. You know what? How anyone, please.
Help a brother out.
Like,
Help
look,
a brother out.
I'll get you the sponge because I don't want my name on that piece of paper. I don't know what I'm signing up for. What is this? Charitable donation? PTA?
PTSD,
PTSD?
PTSA,
PTASD?
PTSA. It's parents that run a school that freak out whenever a loud noise happens. and they also check your bag at the airport. PTSAD. PTSDA. The PTSDA. They're like twitchy parents that run your school and go through backpacks.
Uh-huh. I think this is a good idea, Joe. Start this organization.
I'm trying. So the last thing, we're at almost an hour here. One thing I want to go over, because our discussion on the last episode, where I was gagging about talking while brushing teeth, and then we brought up drinking milk out of a cereal bowl. I did have a few people contact me and want clarification. If it's drinking of milk in general, or if it's drinking it at the bottom of the cereal.
Yeah, or drinking it out
Straight
of
from the teat.
someone's mouth. Like if they drink,
You know,
brush their
Bram,
teeth with milk, spit it in the cup, and then another
in it.
person brushes their
then poop
teeth
in the cup.
with the milk, spit it back out.
You know what Bram used to do? Bram used to lay on his back and fill his mouth with milk and then let his dog lick it out. He thought that was like a great party trick. Yeah, the dog would just lap all the milk out of Bram's mouth. And that didn't gross me out. So for clarification, when I think of milk in general, the older I get, the less milk I drink. I enjoy an ice cold, ice cold 2% milk if I'm eating a brownie or chocolate chip cookies. Other than that, I don't think milk is in my diet, not because it's gross. It's just, I don't feel like in my life there's area for milk anymore. Like, I just don't drink milk anymore.
I'm lactose intolerant. Everything you just said makes me think of shitting my pants.
Yeah. But if you think of the idea of milk, it's kind of gross. But that's not what grosses me out. What grosses me out is at the bottom, it's room temp. It's room tempy. It's got sugar and slurry and backwash. Everybody who eats cereal lifts the
It's
cereal
your own
spoon up.
backwash, Joe.
Yeah, but they
It's
lift
just
this-
recycling.
the cereal spoon up to their lip and it always drips back in. Like, it's just
What?
gross. Yeah.
What?
So, I'll never forget, I was at a grocery store here one time and I walked down the cereal aisle and there was this couple. And as soon as I walked down the aisle, they go, did you see this? And I'm like, are you talking to me? They're like, did you see
I'm
this?
Joe Yerke from The Insiders.
They go, this is the greatest invention ever. And in the cereal aisle, they were selling a bowl of cereal, like a bowl that had a built-in straw at the bottom. So like at the bottom of the bowl, it all drained down into a hole. And then that hole was connected to a straw that came up on the side. And they were like, this is the greatest invention ever. And I just thought to myself, like, I don't even want to talk to you people. You're psychopaths.
You just said every day we stray a little bit further from God's light, and then you walked away with a tear in your eye, single tear.
Boom. You nailed it. I don't even think we need to go on. You
This
closed
is the
show
sound
perfectly.
it makes. Weep.
There you
That's
go,
the single
guys.
tear sound.
Bye.
Piece of pizza.
Pickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute.